da 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 da
The franchise is over! What is up, Flick fans?
I suggest you keep your hands to yourself. You can call me Mrs. Bird.
No, don't. What is up, Flick fans? Welcome back to my channel. We are here reviewing, and this is actually my first time doing an actual review of one of these movies because the first two I caught on, well, let's just say I didn't
Don't
watch
lie,
them in
you went to theater.
I did not watch them in the theater, I can promise you that. The second one actually took me about a month and a half to get through and made a little list on my channel last year called The Worst Movies of 2017. Now, this movie is the final movie in this trilogy. Got a lot of reviews to do this weekend. I wanted to make this movie my top priority because I knew it would be of the utmost value and measure up to the other two films. As always in my reviews, I like to talk about the good, the bad, and then give you my score. Let's run through all the points I have in the good, shall we?
Of course, I'd love to start with the good.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So let's go to the bad.
Yep, let's do it. Hold up, Madison. Wait, you know what? I actually had fun in the theater watching this with you
Yeah, it
because
was fun.
we laughed. I'm not kidding. We laughed through the whole movie, and I feel bad because there
I
are
felt
people.
maybe a little
No,
bit bad.
not really. I'm thinking back on it. I don't feel bad, but there are people that really enjoy this movie.
That's fine. That's
there were
fine.
gasps, and there was clapping. There were
Clapping.
They were clapping. And there were people that were genuinely shocked at some of the moments.
Mm-hmm.
And while I completely and utterly disagree with them in every aspect of life, I respect that and the fact that they get enjoyment out of this movie. That's great. I was hoping I wouldn't see anybody in the theater that I knew. And of course, into three girls that I knew from high school. And I had to tell them, hey, I'm doing a YouTube review, not here because I'm enjoying it. I secretly am.
I can't judge those people, though, because I was a Twilight fan. I know. Good. So I'm going to do the rest of the review by myself.
So what is there to say about this movie that we haven't already preached, that every critic on YouTube hasn't already preached about this franchise in general? This is the most toxic relationship I have ever seen on screen. Christian Grey, that's his name, right? I hope I'm not. I've seen all three of these movies. Christian Grey is the boyfriend in these other romance films that you don't want the protagonist to end up with. He is that guy. Yet in this movie, he's the guy that she ends up with. How does this make for a good relationship? I just don't understand the appeal of these movies.
Okay, so I read the books in like high school, and I think the problem is in the movie.
Why
what
did
do
you
do?
read those books again?
Everybody was reading them.
Why read them if it's just
I enjoy
sex?
reading.
I am sure you do.
The whole book is based off of sex, and you can't do that in the movie. So what's left is this cheesy story that is loosely based off the book, and it just doesn't work. If you take out the sex scenes in this movie, you have the worst film.
No, she's not kidding. No, well, no, not the worst film, because I actually like this one better than the last one, because the last one's I mean, there were random things that happened in this movie, but she didn't even see the last one. There were so many random things that happened in the last film that just did not make sense. At least in this movie, I got more chuckles out of it. It's just... oh, it's so frustrating.
It was worse than a soap opera.
Oh, absolutely. It is a complete and utter soap opera.
It's a soap opera movie.
Horrible dialogue. Every line was a cheesy one-liner. Every time there was some sort of tension, the camera zoomed into the faces like on freaking Days of Our Lives. Nothing against Days of Our Lives. That's like The Godfather compared to these movies. That's the thing about these sex scenes. They're not good
No,
sex.
they're not.
If you want to watch porn, here's my advice. Go watch porn. The acting is probably better in those movies.
They weren't natural. They felt like
forced, completely and utterly
Unnatural.
forced. They looked like they didn't want to be there. There's no sexual tension between them whatsoever. It's like, and even if you do see tension between the actors, there are the characters. Why do they want to be with each other? He is constantly forcing her to do things that she doesn't want to do while he's getting away with everything. It's just not fair to her to be in that kind of relationship. And then at the end, they try to paint him to be a good guy. There's even a montage like in Twilight. A stupid montage. Which these books are based off of the Twilight books. I get that, but you had to put the cherry on top.
The books are worse. He's even more controlling the books.
Then why?
In the books, he's way more controlling
Ladies,
than that.
women, if this is what you want, we're having all of these movements on Twitter right now, and I should probably watch my tongue, but if these are the kind of relationships that you want to be in, what? I'm telling you guys, in 30 years, there are going to be so many sexual allegations against Christian Grey. I should probably stop. Spoilers, who cares? So in this movie, there are so many funny things, and I had to write them down while the movie was happening. First off, why is the phone in Anna's office not connected to the wall? This is an office phone that she literally picks up and carries with her with the cord, and she's talking. Is this like Tony Stark technology? I'm sorry. Anna turns into Vin Diesel at some point in this movie, comes out of nowhere. First off, he doesn't let her drive the car. Then he's like, yeah, go ahead and drive. And then while she's driving, he's like, yeah, just
lose them.
Just lose them and go under the coal truck and,
it's like it's
do
like a
some
slow
flips.
motion, like she shows her face. She's like,
What? When did this turn into a James Bond movie? And the villain, oh my God, Jack. First off, his story just
mean Jack
goes
Gyllenhaal?
away and then comes back, and then at the end, he's talking like a 1960s Batman television series supervillain. It's the funniest. I felt so bad because people were enjoying themselves, but I was laughing. We both were so hard.
he must be really smart because he made a bomb out of a flask.
He made a bomb out of a flask.
Did that not look like a flask?
And he comes in. It had to be a flask. That was
exactly
a flask.
what it looked
Absolutely.
like. I'm like, they couldn't find a better. They made
Something
that,
that
up.
looked
It's
like a bomb. I mean, they have phones that don't connect to walls in the offices, so I mean, they could have came up with
You're not
something
supposed
better.
to get hung up on those things.
I know, but it's just
you
it's
didn't
just so
get it.
frustrating.
Hung up on those things. I'm leaving.
That was
you.
actually good. Jack's lines when he walks up to her and puts the knife to her throat. Every line of dialogue is just a cliche, just the most what you expect from a supervillain in a B movie that comes on the Sci-Fi Channel.
The music was.
It did not fit
It
whatsoever.
didn't. I was just like.
I know you like Suicide Squad, but this reminded me of Suicide Squad. Every scene, the music does not fit what is happening on screen, except for the end. You know what? The music during the montage, I could have told you before this film started that song was going to be playing at the end with the exact shots that they showed on screen, and then it fades to black and it pops back up, and you get to see them living their lives. Oh, we're talking spoilers, so who cares? And he's got a kid. This guy's gonna be the worst dad. He's gonna be the worst dad. And there's so many storylines. I'm going on a tangent. There's so many storylines that they just go off on and they are never brought back up. They didn't dive into the mother storyline. They didn't dive into the Elena, is that her name, storyline. Then they're just things that are so obvious. It's set up to something that happens later. When they happen, I said, Madison, this is going to happen. You said, Austin, this is going to happen. Guess what? It all came full circle.
Well, I cheated.
It all
I read the
happened.
book, so-
Yeah, that's true.
Their house was so beautiful. I'm so glad that we got to see so much of it.
Oh, yeah, that's another one. They just have that whole thing happen with the house, and then where's it go?
You talked
What's
to Elena. You cheated on me. Oh, well,
Point.
Let's forget about that now. Oh, my biggest point. I'm so glad I thought of it. She literally gets slapped in the face twice. Okay, she's still talking. Somehow she ended up on the ground.
Yeah.
He kicks her in the stomach. She's in a coma.
She's
Bye.
in a coma, and then when she wakes up from
She
the
wakes.
coma,
She's like
she
rises like
sits
the Undertaker. She's
straight
like,
up.
takes her oxygen off.
If you're in a
like-
coma, you don't sit straight
Her hair
up.
looks perfect.
This girl's a nurse. Ask her. That's not what happens.
That's always the appeal, it seems, in Hollywood, is an overpowering man who is in control of everything.
Hey, she's not that weak. She shot somebody in the kneecap. She was a good shot. She's also a great driver. I need to stop.
I don't understand. Her character doesn't make sense. She's like, oh, I want to work. I'm independent. I don't want to be at home doing lunches and stuff like that. I want to work. And then she's with someone that is controlling and stalkerish.
Yeah, he also said he likes her in the kitchen. And he wouldn't let her drive the car at first until she went Vin
her
Diesel.
character doesn't make sense. So, Austin, what are you going to rate this?
Oh my gosh.
I'm not even going to call it a movie.
I
I'm not
have
calling it a movie.
literally no idea. I have to say, this movie was better than the second one. I rounded the second one down to a 2. I rounded the first one up to a 3. Madison, what's your score? You go first.
I'm going to give this movie, because I had a good time, it's all about the experience, 11.
What? 11? Wow.
I'd have to say The Room is better than this.
Oh, absolutely. The Room is like...
Oh, hi, Mark.
us.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Mark,
I did
yes.
good that time.
That was good. That was great. Right now, this may change. Right now, I'm going to round it up to a 3, and I'm going to give it a 2.5, or as I do in my rating system, a 25%, because I enjoyed it more than the last one, but I think I liked it a little less than the first one, which I gave a 28%. So 50 Shades Freed, congratulations. You have completed the trilogy. Madison, this is a long review.
I just feel bad. I just feel bad.
We need to end it.
What's his name?
Who? Christian Grey?
Yeah, what's his real name? Is he going to be able to find a job now?
I honestly think we have a situation here where both of these actors, I think they will end up finding work, because I don't think they're the worst actors I've ever seen in my life. But
She's worse than he is.
no, he's worse than she is.
This is a long video, and I apologize if you made it to the end. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's great.
Austin?
An in-depth review of 50 Shades Freed. You guys are the absolute best. Be sure to follow the link in the description below to my Stardust channel, where I do trailer reactions and movie reviews every single day. I will catch you later, and...
My name's Madison. See you later.
That's...